Hi, welcome to Chapter 7. Um, Chapter 7 is a kind of a kickoff point for sort of the analytical side of developing an advertising campaign. Okay, so this is, as you would expect with any kind of project, you want to do some research first. So this is what this is about. This is sort of the structure, the steps that are given or used to develop a truly um, well thought out integrated marketing communications plan. Okay, so the gathering information. So this should be a good help to you for your project. Now, this is not to say that it looks exactly like what we're going to talk about, your project that is, but this should give you an idea how this is formally done. This isn't always done this way. Some small businesses do things a little bit different for sure, but this is a very formal look at it. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the elements here. So the elaborate purpose, explain the basic steps, distinguish qualitative, quantitative research. Quality has to do with value placed on things. Um, that, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a little bit. I like it very much. That's qualitative. Quantitative is numbered. So they're not separate necessarily. They're probably used in conjunction with each other. And difference between pre-test and post-test. Um, considerations. So this should be a fascinating read for you. So what is marketing research? Well, and these are the four things I'm going to talk about. And then when you read the chapter, it should give you fill in all the blanks. But the whole goal of this is we want to identify spots in the market where we can serve a market, compete well, and make money, drive profit. So that's why we look at consumer needs, what people are willing to pay for, and it's hard to create a need, but there might be new ways to fulfill it. I mean, as a kid, there were no such thing as cell phones. Okay, so nobody knew they really needed that. I would say it's almost dove into the area because you can live life without a cell phone, obviously, but it's gotten to the point where you're at a certain disadvantage in a modern world to not have a cell phone. But so it just shows you how. But the need hasn't really been created. It's the need to create connections, to communicate, to be in touch with people. That's been around forever. I mean, we were using that when we just had telegraphs, and we could send messages, one line at a time. To what it has become today, where it's 24/7, 365. So understand we're searching for different ways to fulfill basic human needs. Okay, and then so there are many ways to do that. So when we say need and want, it's a line that's fairly blurry. It's not really worth arguing about, but it's worth thinking about in that true needs, physiological needs, food, clothing, shelter, safety, those don't ever go away. Okay, if we don't have those, we always need those. Things that are higher up in the desirability areas like uh, friendship and things of that nature, or not to be lonely. Those are human needs too. They're just less important. I mean, if you don't have enough to eat, you're not going to be so worried about being lonesome. Okay, so point in fact. There's a tremendous amount of things sold though based upon those basic human needs. So that's why we research them and try to see if there's a big enough market to serve and if there's space in that market for us to compete, because maybe that market is so well served there's really not space for us. And when I say space, that typically follows along the lines of price point. How many features and benefits to serve that need are we willing to pay for? I mean, look at the price differences in cell phones. I mean, you could spend a tremendous amount of money, way over $1,000 on a cell phone, but you can also get basic service too, and basic phones that do less but still satisfy the absolute foundational area, which is I can connect. Or so anyway, that should give you an idea of what's going on here. And then developing new products. It goes back to the first step. So these should be kind of ordered. Identify where markets have needs, and markets are groups of people. And it's not you can't have a market of one. You need enough to make it profitable to develop and attract that and get distribution, price it, manufacture it, so provide the service, so on and so forth. And then that's translated into new product ideas. And then now, how do we get attention? How do we promote our product? How do we advertise? Okay, so everything flows from step 1 then to step 2 and step 3, because you got to have the segment identified before you can ever talk about advertising. If I don't know who I'm selling to, I don't know what to say, how to say it, what's important to them. Okay, and so when you read through this chapter, these are the fundamental building blocks. So read it carefully, start working on, like I always say, read the whole chapter, then do the discussion, then work on the quiz, and then do the second chapter during that week. But keep up. Remember, late work is not worth much, if anything. So get it done, stay ahead. This is a fast-moving course. Make sure you're on top of it. So if I can help you, please let me know, but enjoy this chapter.